Hello everybody, my name is Fluffless Formulations and welcome to Euro Truck Simulator. This is something that oddly enough I brought the idea up to do a series of simulators, and they actually, the people that I was talking to, there was I believe 3 of you, you said that you actually enjoyed the idea of me playing on my simulators, so I decided that, you know what, I'll do it. I don't know what I'm going to call the series, Super Simulator something. It's got to be the 3 S's, you know, because gonna do something with simulator, gotta make a catchy name. Super Simulator Saturday or something. I don't know, Super Simulator Sunday. It's Monday though by the time this goes up, so I mean technically it might, I don't know, it's probably gonna be Monday by the time this goes up, but maybe I'll start doing Super Simulator Sunday, I don't know. So anyways, we get to pick a name for our profile. I'm gonna do Fluffless because that's the name for the picture. We're gonna go ahead and pick it doesn't really matter. It doesn't affect anything. I'm gonna pick, I think, this guy because he looks kind of dumb, a little bit like he wasn't almost ready for the picture. I guess like these other guys. I don't know. He's just the one that I picked in my head. So my preferred truck, we have a lot more than the base. In the base, there's only I believe 6 trucks, so it'd end here. You have Mercedes, you have DAF, like you have all these brands. But there's not as many of them. So, you know, I did pick the Volvo last time, but I think I want to pick a Scania truck, just because I like the Scania trucks. I think that in the front, I think they're a lot prettier looking truck. And like statistically, they're essentially the same truck. I mean, the Volvo does have the strongest truck in the game. They're able to pull this like giant tree that's actually from a mod. So that's cool, but I think I'm going to pick a Scania because for overall use, I also like the blue, because blue is my favorite color. I'm going to go ahead and pick, I think I'm going to pick the tire track for my logo. I'm going to pick a female, because, you know, I'm transgender, whatever, it's just a thing. So I'm going to pick that chick with glasses, that's dope. Okay, United States English, that's fine. A name for our company, I'm going to go with Doug, because I've decided that that is like the douchiest of names, the name Doug. Because like, just imagine, like, come on Doug, Jesus. Like, it just sounds like one of those names you would say disappointingly to somebody. I'm going to be playing with the controller, an Xbox One controller if anyone cares. And I'm going to be doing simple automatic because that's the only one that actually functions with the Xbox controller. So yeah, that's essentially the only way we can do this. And I do have a few mods installed. They're mainly HD, like texture pack mods and things. I didn't want to get a whole bunch of trailers and things, especially to start a series, because I don't want to, you know, assume that it's part of the normal game, or make you guys assume it's part of the normal game, so you go get it, and then you don't have everything I had and you're confused. I will say though, I do have all the DLC, so that's something, but I do have a World of Trucks, because I have a World of Trucks account, and I got a mod, it gave me new loading screens, and then I have some HD texture pack stuff, new foliage and things like that, just to make it look a little prettier. So we get to pick our starting town. I like to pick Dusseldorf, I think it's Dusseldorf, Germany, because there's a lot of little towns right next to it, which means you get a lot of job opportunity really fast. And also, I don't know how true this is, but in this game, and correct me if I'm wrong, please, in the comments, tell me if I'm wrong, but in the UK, it makes you drive on the left-hand side of the road, which is what everyone thinks of when they think of driving in Europe, is of course left-hand road driving, and they drive on the left-hand side of their cars, you know, which in the United States over here, everything's on the right. So that's something. You know, something that I noticed. But then in France and Belgium and all that, you drive on the left, and it's just the same as driving in the United States. So I don't know how accurate that is. I don't want to make any assumptions though. I don't know if that's correct. I would assume they're trying to be, you know, pretty accurate because it is a simulator game. But we're gonna go ahead and make our I guess our home base, as it were, in Dusseldorf, in Germany, again because of its how dense it is. And as you can see, I believe the map actually at some point, I believe you can, yeah, so you can move the map over and around. And I mean, you eventually, because I have all the DLC, I unlocked Sweden and Norway, and the top half of the UK has some stuff. You can actually do things in Poland now. There used to be like, I think, 2 dots. So also it added a bunch here, added some stuff in Italy. So yeah, the DLC, I think if you're going to get this game, you might as well get the DLC, because it really makes Sweden really dense, especially the southern part of Sweden. And it gives you a lot more places to go. But I'm going to start in Dusseldorf, Germany, and we're going to go ahead and confirm. I'm not going to go through the tutorial because I already know how to drive, and essentially what the tutorial is doing is teaching you this is the button to drive, this is the button to back up, this is the button for your blinker. Your goal is to deliver a package like, I think it's like 10 miles or 15 kilometers or something, and that's the whole tutorial. So it's not really teaching you anything that I won't talk about during this first video probably. And one thing I would like to start doing, and I don't know how you guys feel about this, it's something I'm going to be doing on the side one way or another. I don't know if you guys want me to incorporate the Euro Truck series as a part of this, but doing kind of a discussion sort of series where you're not actually watching it for the game as much. Can I turn this volume down? Okay, what have I done? My current job is peanut butter. Okay, no. So what I want to do is I want to turn the volume down, because that's something I should have done beforehand. I'm gonna take the volume and turn it down. You know, it doesn't have to be crazy down, but a little bit down. And the radio should be off. I mean, you can, you know, go ahead and, like, I've added some music actually from the YouTube, the audio library, but for some reason it's not playing. So this is all copyright free stuff from YouTube's audio library. I got it from the YouTube audio library channel. So they can't get me for copyright if I ever get any of this working, but I can't, so I guess it's kind of a no point. But that's a thing you can do. It's really easy to set up the radio if that's something you're interested in doing. So yeah, essentially I don't have a truck yet, so it's giving me the Scania Streamline. That's the truck that right here, of course. It's not my truck. You don't get a truck for a few missions in, because obviously you have to be able to afford one, and I'm not going to have this truck for every quick mission that I do. So as you can see out here, I'm already attached to my truck, or I'm attached to my trailer, sorry. And you can change your camera view so you can see your I can see my little gal in there. She's actually wearing the shades, which is nice, but you can see we are pulling for Euro goodies. There's also a top-down camera. There's a hood camera, or a roof camera, sorry. There's one that's just along the side, just so you can see the side, like out of the side, I don't know. This is just straight on the grill. There's one by your tires. There's one that's kind of a cinematic camera. It kind of changes angle as you're driving. And then there's in-cabin, which is the one that I use the most. So yeah, that is a thing. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. You can also, cool thing, you can see time is still passing, so I should get moving. I should also turn off my windshield wipers. No, I didn't mean. But yeah, this is actually a good chance to explain this. If you look at the map, I can't click and drag with I have to use the mouse. Look at how dense, look at how much there is to this game. Look at how much place there is. This is the distance I have to travel. It's going to take me 30 minutes in game time, which is like 10 minutes I think in real time. So I'm probably going to do two trips on this first go. But yeah, you think that's a fair distance, you know. I mean, I'm just going up to Duisburg, but still. And then you zoom out and you see how many more places there are to go, and it gets slightly overwhelming. And one thing that you need to remember with this game is you don't have to use your blinker, which is kind of helpful. Honestly, I find I quite appreciate not having to use a blinker, but I like to do it, you know, for realism purposes. And I do have turned on actually the speed limiter, so you can see it tells me on my little, here I'll pause it, this little PDA over my navigator here. It shows me what gear I'm in, if my trailer's attached, how much gas I have, if I'm tired, and if I have mail on top of the navigation. And it shows me I'm going 43 kilometers an hour. the speed limit for trucks on this road is 50. So this will turn red, and I believe it beeps if I go 50 or over. So it's telling me like, hey, you need to kind of watch your speed. This will tell you your current job, how much money you're going to make, where you're driving to. It'll tell you what time it's expected, how much you're going to make from it, how long you have to complete it, and how far until your next rest stop, which is good for, you know, really long distance trips. You can call for service if your truck gets damaged in a ditch or something like that, or you get stuck. You can call for service and have someone help you out for a fee. And then if you get like little messages, you can read them right there. But I like to leave it here. You can also, I can't remember how off the top of my head at the oh, it's right here. You can change how your navigator shows on the map, like how it shows your navigation. And yeah, there's also a button somewhere. Yeah, this button turns on your windshield wipers, and you can adjust that as needed. If it's raining, you can do that. You can turn on your headlights and your high beams. So that's a thing you can do, which is always nice. And you can pull up your map like I did earlier. You can also turn off your truck. Fun fact, if you hit the what is it, the click one of the sticks. What have I done? Yeah, you click one of the sticks and it turns off your truck. So that's something you should always remember if you're playing with the controller, of course. And then you can honk. And you do need to use your mirrors, actually. Like, at first I thought, oh, that's probably more of a recommendation, you know, just to make sure that you're trying to be realistic with it. No, you actually do have to use your mirrors, because if you don't use your mirrors, then the AI in this game is not very bright, so you will run into people while merging lanes on a freeway, or even merging onto the freeway, and things like that. So you do actually need to be conscious of your mirrors. I set up my mirrors so I don't have to turn my head all the way over to see my other mirror. But I tried to, you know, I'm trying to keep it as realistic as possible, trying not to be in the exterior camera as much as I can, trying to keep it as real as possible. So I don't know how long I'm going to play this game. I might even after, you know, the goal is to do a review after I play this game for a while, do kind of a is it worth your time kind of thing. And I don't know how I'm going to structure that. I don't know if I'm going to take clips from these videos and mute them and put just some sort of a free track in the background and talk about it, or if it's just going to be I have footage running and I'm just going to talk about it, and like it's not going to be like a super well edited thing. I'm just going to have maybe like a trailer for the game running in the background on a loop or something of that nature, and just simply talk about it. Don't have like a script, just sit down and take however long it takes for me to fully talk about this game as in-depth as I feel like talking about it. I don't know how long I'm going to play this before I do that. Hopefully not too terribly long, but I mean, it depends. If you guys like this game, I might play it for longer. I really enjoy this game, honestly, more than I thought I would. So I'm going to pick this lane because we're going to have to make a right turn on our next turn. So that is something. But yeah, so I don't know exactly how I'm going to structure the reviews yet for the simulators, but I'm going to try to make sure that however I do it, I try to keep it consistent. Also, I don't remember if I finished my thought when this game was loading, but I'm going to start up a series one way or another. I'm going to use just kind of put random game footage in the background and do kind of like discussions or kind of my thoughts on things, because I really like sitting down and having discussions. And I think I don't think my opinions are necessarily gospel or anything like that. That's not what I'm trying to say, but I do think I have, on some topics at least, some you know, relatively valid opinions that I think would be nice to share and just get us discussing. I don't care if I'm wrong. I don't care if that's the decision that the community comes to. I like having discussions about things. I like getting the community involved and getting us talking as a group, because we're all of us that are on YouTube, not even just for my own videos, but for other people's videos as well. I think we play all these games and we love them so much, and we don't ever sit down to talk about... Where am I going? I don't know why I pulled in here. I honestly don't know why I pulled in here. Probably because I'm stupid. Honestly, I thought that was where it was telling me to go. I don't know. So I didn't get a perfect grade then because of that. But anyways, I feel like even people who aren't watching my videos right now, however you came across this, like, I think it's important that we don't only play the games, but understand, you know, I guess have a discussion about what it is about the game that we like, because there's so much like fanboyism on the internet, especially on like YouTube, with like, you know, I played the other day with a friend. I played a match of CSGO, which is great, you know, it's a fun game, but there were so many people that were just assholes. There was no mercy. Okay, how am I not lined up here? Looks like I'm on that to me. How is this not where I'm supposed to go? Is it bugging out? Seriously? I don't know how much more on top of that marker I can be. Do you want me to come at it from another angle? Come at it kind of sideways, because I'll do it. Okay, there we go. For this first one, I'm just going to skip it, because I've already kind of botched it. Just getting here, I'm going to just skip. I don't care if I lose experience for it. Still, I made 700 bucks. It's a good first run. And for this first episode, we're going to make it longer. We're going to do another tow. So I can also kind of explain to you the garage, which is being pulled up right now. Your headquarters, as it were. Pretty basic garage. It's just kind of a place where you start storing trucks. And once you have a truck and other drivers, because you're running a company, which I call Doug, that's kind of where you base it out of. So right now, we can't do... In the job market, you'll see there's freight market and external contracts. Those are things that we can't do until we own our own equipment. The freight market is where you make all the money, though. The freight market, you make bank. But right now, we can only do quick job because we don't even own our own truck. And freight market and external contracts require your own truck. So that's something we need to consider. So one thing I like to do is go by price, because this one says I'm going to make bank if I do it. And you would think it'd be the other way around, but no, it's this way. So boric acid, driving it to Castle, which is it doesn't tell me how far it is, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna take it because it pays really well, and right now we need money. So we're going to do it, and we have to drive a truck that's not a brand that I'm familiar with, and I don't know how we got certified to drive boric acid, but this is our vehicle right now. We're driving a Volvo. Okay, I do know it. It's the brand that we're towing that I don't recognize. Oops. I'm using the keyboard to get myself back in the screen here. And this truck actually has navigation in it, which is nice. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles if you use the in-truck navigation, but if you want to be realistic, sorry about that cough, that would probably be how you'd want to do it, is you'd want to purchase a truck with navigation in it, Or I've even seen some people who have like the actual wheel and pedal who actually have mounts for their phones, like the dashboard mounts, and they mount them to their desk. And another thing I might try to do is my father is getting a flight simulator very soon, and I'm going to see maybe if at some point I can nab his computer long enough to make a video on it. I wasn't supposed to stop there. I don't know why I did. But that might be something I try. No promises on that, but that's something that if it could happen, I would love to have that work out. But if it doesn't, then what are you going to do about it? I can always buy Microsoft Flight Simulator X, the Steam edition of it, and just play it with a controller. But you know, my dad is getting all of the actual flight controls and all that because he's training to be a pilot, which I think is pretty cool. And I want to play with the simulator, so if I get an opportunity to make a video of it, I would love to. But I don't want to promise anything that I'm not sure of. So I'm not going to guarantee that. It's just something that I'm pondering if it works out. I'm going to take a sip of my drink here really quick. Hold on. Did you hear me gulp and panic? I don't know if that came across the mic, but I kind of panicked while I was drinking that because I saw I was about to hit a wall. Also, the mail I just received, I'm not actually going to look at right now because it's just Scania saying that there's a truck available. I mean, I'll even check it if you're so curious. Here, see, new Scania trucks in Hanover, which is here. And see, I can't visit because I'm in the middle of a mission, but see that there's a dealer for trucks. So in theory, I could go attempt to purchase a truck, but I don't have near enough money, so I'm not even going to consider it. But that is a thing you can do, and who emails you depends on the brand of truck that you set as your preferred truck type. And the reason I picked Scania actually was because there is a guy who I watch. He does a lot of Euro Truck Simulator videos because I find simulator games incredibly relaxing. Call me stupid all you want. I find them really relaxing, which is part of why I'm enjoying playing this, and I'm excited to do a simulator series because I really enjoy simulators and I enjoy watching them, even though a lot of people think watching someone drive a truck is really boring. I'm actually going to turn VSync on really quick. Sorry about that. I'm pausing this a lot. But their screen tearing is bothering me because it's a simulator. It shouldn't have. Yeah, I mean, we'll turn on VSync if I'm going to be recording it, of course. I don't know if the screen just went black for a long time for you guys, but it did for me. Hopefully, I don't know if that showed up. I hope it did, but it's possible that it did. Okay, so the screen tearing's gone. That's nice. But yeah, I find simulators incredibly relaxing for myself, and even watching them or playing them, I find them relaxing. So hopefully you guys do too. And that's why I was wondering if you guys wanted me to, even after I do the review of this game, if you guys would be interested in me continuing playing Euro Truck Simulator for the kind of discussion videos that I'm attempting to start doing, because I know not a lot of people are interested in the actual watching of this game, but I was wondering if you guys would like it as kind of a calm background for the discussions, because I'm sure it could probably be pretty good for that. I do have actually some Just Cause 3 footage set aside for a discussion I'm actually working on scripting out right now. I'm going to keep that a surprise as to what that discussion could be about. So that is a thing. Yeah. So I'm working on doing discussion videos because I think that would be cool. And if you guys enjoy the simulator videos, this is my personal favorite simulator right now. I really like this game. It's really relaxing for me. And Visceral Cleanup Detail, I don't know if I'd count it as a simulator. It's kind of a mopping simulator, but it's also kind of just like a goofy mini game. So I'll put it under the simulator playlist, I think. I don't think I'm going to put the all the Viscera cleanup detail that I've already done under there, but I think all future will be put under there. I'm going to make probably another, like, sort of a reboot. Like, I know that the last time I kind of started playing Viscera cleanup detail again, I called it rebooting and regloving, so I'll probably do something similar to that. I might even call it the rebooting. But yeah, so I'll probably throw Viscera cleanup detail. All future videos will be in their own playlist, as well as in the Super Simulator Sunday playlist, Super Simulator Smash or something. I don't know, Super Simulator something. I could actually pull up closer to this guy, because you forget the front of this truck is flat. So essentially, what you're seeing is the truck, because this truck is flat in the front. I should have turned off my Steam overlay. If you're noticing in the corner, a lot of people are playing games, and yeah, they're popping up in the corner. But I mean, what are you gonna do about it? Also, one thing that kind of disappointed me is you can't turn the field of view up in this, which I guess makes sense because your real life field of view is only so much. But I'm one of those people who gets motion sick when I'm playing a game with low field of view, or even just standard field of view. I always crank it to like 115 degrees, which a lot of people think is stupid, and it makes them sick. But for me, playing any other way makes me sick, so it kind of makes me sad when games don't do that. Like Shadow of Mordor, I had to install a mod to get that game to give me a bigger field of view. But once I had that, it was great. I really enjoyed it. But before that, it was, and it's better for me with a third-person game, but especially with a first-person game, I feel like not having a field of view slider is a little bit ridiculous. See, like right there, I should have put a blinker on, and I should have turned lane earlier. But what are you going to do about it now? I made a mistake. But yeah, this is the kind of things you need to look out for, because I'm essentially driving a real truck. I mean, I'm not, obviously. Actually, funny story. Earlier today, I was helping my dad with a little project he's working on, and I had to drive a big old pickup that we have. It's my grandpa's, and I think I've driven it once, ever, and it was a year or two ago. And I drive a really small sports car, so you know, you would think, just given that information, that, you know, I'm probably not going to be really good at, I'm not going to be good at, you know, driving a big old truck like that, because trucks are a different beast, and I accept that. So, you know, you wouldn't expect me to be able to drive a big old truck with any sort of skill. And actually, I think partially because of this game and the fact that I played it for like 4 hours the other day. And I know those of you that are Steam friends with me are going to be, well, he says you played like 3 hours. That's because my internet went out. My internet's been off and on. We've been buried in the snow for a while. So my internet's been off and on recently. I totally cut that guy off. I feel bad. I should have looked at the arrow sooner. I don't know if you saw that in my mirror, but I cut a small red car off real hard. I don't remember. Oh yeah, but I partially thank this game because I played it for so long. But I drove that truck, I think, fairly well, and I even managed to do a 3-point turn and back it up to the thing we were working on. And my dad was like, "Wow, for someone who drives a sports car, you did really good at that. Like, I'm impressed." And I told him, "Yeah, I've been playing a long haul trucking simulator," which he gave me a funny look and said, "Yeah, you know, whatever works." That's what I like about simulator games, because when they're done right like this, and I know Microsoft Flight Simulator is the same way, where they really put a lot of money and time into it, making sure that it's very accurate and very well done. I know people actually like get jobs flying planes and driving trucks, and I want to say there's one other one that's like super in depth like that. I can't remember what it is, but yeah, people like actually like get jobs and stuff because of these simulators, because they're so, within a reason, of course, being a game, they're so true to life, that people can actually play these games and learn how to drive real life trucks, or people can play the flight simulator. And there was a guy who, my dad was telling me a story from his flight school of this guy who flew like a couple hours before him. He was the appointment before, and this guy flew just incredibly. Like, he landed perfectly. He was asking about some of the switches on the plane, but he knew the names of them and was saying, like, this button does this, right? Like, as if he knew exactly what it did already. He was just, like, confirming his suspicions. And the instructor was like, yeah, that's exactly what that button does. And, like, you know, kind of playing along with it. And then he was like, how do you know how to do this? I feel like you've flown before. And this guy said, no, I've never flown a plane in my life. This is it was his first lesson. And this guy was like, really? Because you fly as well as I do, and I've been flying planes for 15 years. And he said, how did you do it? Like, do you know somebody that flies, or how do you know how to do this so well? And this guy said, I have Microsoft Flight Simulator. And yeah, so he successfully landed the plane and was really incredibly good at it. And even that guy who I watched, his name is Squirrel, if you want to check him out on YouTube, the guy who plays this game a lot, he actually got invited by Scania to one of their, what was it, like Month of Truck events or something, or Youth Truck Awards, Youth Truck something. He got invited to that to show that the simulator game, of course, that they are helping fund, and they're at least, you know, they paid a little bit for it so they can get their own image in it. I don't know what you'd call that, but kind of sponsoring the game, or the game is promoting them. I don't know what you would call that. They invited him to show that Simulator 1 actually teaches real life truck skills, and he actually got to compete in this like a youth trucker competition or something, and they had things like just a general delivery, like a fake delivery that you had to do to that was like 10 miles down the road, and they had like these pins, and you had to knock over the king pin. It was a pin with a crown on it, and it was very tightly weaved in amongst like a bunch of these other pins, and he did very well on all of those, and he did, you know, driving little toy trucks and stuff, but he got to go to a convention and actually drive real trucks, and he actually won the tournament, I believe. I haven't watched all the videos, but from what I saw in the little highlights explaining what the series was going to be about, it looked like he was, you know, first or second place in his endeavors. So that was cool to see. It's cool to see that this game teaches like legitimate driving skills, and that was something I was happy to see. And not that I'm going to use this for legitimate driving, but it's cool that like the cockpits are fairly true to life and things like that. So like that's what I think a simulator should be for, is being as close to real life as possible, and building it in such a way that it's a tool for people who don't readily have long haul trucks available, or big rig trucks, I don't know what you want to call them. But yeah, as you can probably tell, games like this make me ramble, because, you know, there's not a lot of action going on, there's nothing really holding my attention. Most of the time I do a lot of ums and uhs, but in this there's so little like going on the screen for me to focus on that it's really easy for me to let my mind kind of wander, which is why I think a game like this would be good for a discussion. And tell me what you think down in the description, or not in the description, in the comments. Like, let me know, the two of you that are going to watch this, let me know if you think that that's a good idea, and if you like the idea, or do you think I should, like, of course I'm going to be playing it for the review, so I'll have a few more videos on it anyways, but do you think, once the review is done, do you think I should use this for discussion videos, like as background? Because I play this game a bunch in my free time, I can just start recording it and have background footage. Another thing I want to ask is, would you guys be interested in any more Killing Floor 2 videos of any form, whether it's me playing them, or whether it's me doing kind of like that review I did. I did like a beginner's guide. I could do like a guide to the classes. I could work on something like that. I don't know if you guys are interested. I could even do a beginner's guide to this game, because there is actually a lot of stuff that you kind of have to learn about just trucking in general, and things I had to learn about Europe before I fully understood how this worked, especially because I started in the UK the first time, so everything was backwards for me. As someone from the US planning on moving up to Canada, I don't know if any of that sounds interesting. It might not be interesting. I don't know. I mean, I figured the best way to find out is to ask you guys and then possibly try it, if there's enough support behind it. Always gotta honk at another truck. I always loved, when I was growing up, every time you'd see a big truck drive by and you were on the school bus, you would always, put your hand up in the air like in a fist and pull down like you wanted to, because they have the horns that are the ropes on the ceiling. I mean, at least a lot of them used to. I don't know if they do anymore. I think they all have traditional horns now. But, that you would do that, and it was always nice to hear the trucker kind of go beep beep back at you. It was something that always, as a little kid, brought a smile to my face, which is pretty cool. Looks like we are almost in Cassel. I think it's Castle. I don't know. It's all German. I don't speak a lick of German, so I could be pronouncing these terribly. So I've discovered it. I'm officially here. As you can see, we have a rest stop and a mechanic and things like that. So towns are good. Because you can actually damage your truck and need it repaired, as I went over with the call assistance button. But you can actually, once you own your own truck, you can kind of drive around and freelance and take your own jobs, which is what the freight market is essentially. But if you're not on a job, you can just drive around and, go drive yourself to truck stores and rest stops and things of that nature to kind of, I guess, just explore. Because you'll see, I'm going to pull up the map when we're done here with this delivery, which I'm going to do just a simple park, because I don't trust myself to do a full park, at least yet. Did I line it up wrong again? Okay, well now I'm getting myself in a bad corner. It's weird. I've never had this much trouble getting on these little checkpoints here. Seriously, what gives? I think I am on the checkpoint. Looks pretty on point to me. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna do just a simple park, a play it safe park. As you can see, the unloading area is on this other side of me here. I have to turn the truck completely around. I'm not gonna do auto parking because that's less money and experience. And experience actually is something I have to go over. Because that's something that, especially in a truck game, probably sounds weird. Like, why would you have experience? What is there to... why would you level up in a trucking game? But, again, trying to be realistic. They're assuming that as you would truck, as you would, be a long-haul trucker or a big rig driver, whatever you'd like to call it, you would, of course, improve at the art, as it were, of trucking. Okay, I need to pull forward a little bit, line the trailer up better. I'm also sorry if the engine is really loud. So yeah, we're going to try to, we have to swing kind of wide. We are a big old truck. Okay, slow it down. Get it right in those lines, at least, you know, fairly. That's a pretty good park, I think. That's not great. So there we go. We can attach the trailer, and there we go. So we got excellent, and as you can see, because we parked the trailer, we got an extra 15 experience, which might not seem like a lot, but that got me 15 experience is one of these bricks, I believe. So that got me from here to here. So that's pretty good. So anyways, this is why you level up. Leveling up, you get skills every time you level up, which of course makes sense. But why do you need them? As you can see, there's ADR training, which is I don't know exactly what ADR means, but it's like chemicals, and explosives, and things of that nature, dangerous things you can truck. So you could give yourself sorry, you can give yourself training to I guess certify yourself to be able to drive things of that nature. So if I got a level in it right now, I would be able to transport dynamites, fireworks, and ammunition. And then as you level up, you get more complicated things. Long distance is exactly what it sounds like. It lets you drive farther because you essentially are you're more callous and experienced, and you're willing and able to drive farther distances on time without complications. High value cargo means you get to do you know, special deliveries with more expensive cargo, or like it's more like oversized load kind of things, where it's not fragile, which is the next thing down, but it's more of like we need a bulldozer brought over. They don't want any truck driver bringing a bulldozer. They want someone they can trust. Fragile cargoes, of course, things like glass and things of that nature, glass and china and that kind of stuff, things that break easy. So you obviously have to be certified for that. They don't trust anyone for that. Just-in-time delivery is for really short, really quick deliveries. Yeah, it puts more stress on you because, of course, the delivery window is tighter. But they raise your pay and give you more compensation and experience for finishing an important or just-in-time delivery. And eco driving, it makes you save more fuel, and whether you have a trailer attached or not. So that's always good, and that of course will obviously vary a little bit truck to truck, because certain trucks have different size fuel tanks, and so the percentages will change. Like I have a 4-wheeler truck right here, the one that's spinning in the background, so the fuel tank needs to be bigger because there's not as many wheels. But if I had a 6-wheeler truck, that would mean the fuel tank is smaller, so the percentage the eco driving would probably minimize for my fuel consumption. That percentage of how much fuel is saved would probably be larger. So for our first level here, we're going to go for a long distance, just because the fastest way to make money I've found from me playing this by myself is start off by doing as long of jobs as you can, because they pay more initially, especially for longer things, longer drives and deliveries. So that's a good skill, a very worthwhile skill. So we're going to go ahead and visit the truck dealer. It's going to go over to Hanover. And I can't afford any of these trucks, so we're not going to be buying anything today. Because see, it's 12 grand. And I don't even know. See, the purchasing is completely grayed out. I don't even know if this is the cheapest one. They have a cheaper one. I think Scania trucks are pretty expensive. Yeah, 112 is pretty cheap. But the cool thing about this is, one, you can go into free camera mode and just rotate it around. And I think this is a beautiful truck. I really do. Like, I really like trucks. I think they're cool. Like, I'm not into them for like, working on them, but I definitely appreciate the work that goes into a truck. I appreciate that. I think they're really nice pieces of machinery. As you can see, we have a lot of mirrors in these things. A lot of Scania trucks do. You can turn the lights on and off. You can take a screenshot with this camera button over here. So I've just taken a screenshot of this truck. customize it. So you can, before you purchase the truck, you can, I mean, I can't right now, but in theory there would be cabin upgrades and chassis upgrades, and I mean, you could upgrade the motor if you had the money to a 380 brake horsepower, and you know, it's a little stronger. It's a little stronger truck. It can run higher RPM safely, and there's all kinds of, you can upgrade transmission, you can paint it, you can change the interior from standard to a UK if you wanted to change the side of the road you drove on. I think all cars have that. If you start in not UK, I believe they always give you the option for a standard UK change. It's expensive, but you could do it. You can of course pick the color, which doesn't matter a terrible amount. I would pick probably Deep Ocean because I like black. I also really like white on things, so I'd probably pick either black or white. And you could always do custom colors, which I think is crazy on this, because if you bring it to a repair shop, you get this exact same little thing, and you can pick your color manually. You can pick whatever color under the sun you can dream of. You can do the same thing. You can make it the Streamline, which is the one that they, of course, the one you bought. The one that I said was my starter truck, so you could spend $5,000 and make it look like that if I wanted it to be the Streamline. You could have a custom metallic color, so if I wanted it to be a really like a metallic, you know, you can have like multiple kind of shades going on in a metallic color, kind of an undertone and like a pearlescence almost. So you could make it like, what I would do for myself would be kind of a blue and white. So I would make it, you know, like this. So it's blue when you look at it, but then kind of if you change your angle, it would change color slightly. So I'd have it, you know, kind of a dark, nice blue like that, and make it like the third color be kind of a purpley. So it doesn't stand out a terrible amount, but that's kind of a gloss color. I would actually probably dumb down that white a little bit, but you get the point of me kind of, you know, I kind of have an idea of what I would want. I would want a truck kind of like that, so it's nice and shiny, and I think that's a nice looking truck. And again, there's more options you could ever dream of. You could have the Beyond Borders paint job, the Gearing Up paint job, all kinds of. You could do, yeah, like Dancing in Paris or all these things. You could paint it for days. You could really go crazy with it. And there's also, you can pick pins on the front of your truck. So if I wanted to add like a new light rack, I would just a stock light rack with that's just a sun visor. Light rack would be up here, I believe. Yeah, see the light bar. You could add a light bar up top, and you'd have to pay for each individual bulb. So that's kind of crazy. You could add, like on your roof, you can have like the streamline design and stuff like that. You can change the inside of your cabin too. So you can upgrade to a specialty plate. You can like change the color of your steering wheel, because they have, you know, a couple color options once you get in there. This isn't the color of the steering wheel; it's just the steering wheel itself. You could do. I don't even know what that is. What is that? I don't actually know what that is. I guess it's something to, if you were playing with keyboard and mouse, you can. I don't understand the point of that, honestly. I don't like those. Anyways, that's a thing you can change. Whether I like it or not, that's a thing you can change. I believe you can tint the windshield. I think that's what that is. Okay, well, I don't know what that is. You can change the mirror. You can change co-drivers, because you can play this multiplayer, technically. That gets really crazy. You can make this chrome and metal. You can add or remove mirrors, upgrade them. Somewhere there's supposed to be, I don't know if I just don't have it unlocked, but there's a way you can change the color of your interior. But anyways, that's essentially the truck shop in a nutshell. I don't want to spend too much more time on it, because you guys probably don't care. But that's something eventually I'll probably have to make an entire video of buying and customizing a truck. So anyways, that is going to be all for this first. Wait, it has a purchase truck option. Oh, it's going back to here. Anyways, that's going to be all for this first episode. Sorry it was really long. They're probably not all going to be this long. I'll at least try to cut them into parts if they're going to be exceedingly long. And again, feel free to comment down below if you want me to just play this game for a long time once I'm done with the review part, or if you want me to use it for the discussions. If you have any ideas for games to have in the background for discussion, something I can just play in my free time, and then when I get a discussion, play it, have it running in the background, let me know. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.